The mysterious figure of Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is one of the most enduring legends in North American folklore. Described as a tall, ape-like creature with immense strength and a thick coat of hair, Bigfoot has captured the imaginations of millions and fueled thousands of reported sightings. From its roots in Indigenous lore to modern pop culture, Bigfoot has evolved from a local mystery to a global phenomenon. Bigfoot's roots in Native American lore are rich and diverse, with many tribes across North America having their own versions of a wild man or mysterious hairy creature that roams the forests. The Stahelis people of British Columbia have a figure known as Sasquatch, meaning wild man, who is regarded as a spiritual being rather than a purely physical creature. The Salish people tell of Tsemekwes, a giant with extraordinary strength that lives deep in the woods, only appearing to warn hunters of danger or to protect sacred spaces. In the forests of the Pacific Northwest, the Klamath tribe speaks of Sukum, an intimidating large figure rumored to dwell near Mount St. Helens. Some legends describe it as more than just an animal, with powers to shapeshift or disappear, adding a mystical quality to the creature. Across many of these stories, Bigfoot-like beings are seen as guardians of nature, often emerging when humans disrespect the land or overexploit natural resources. These indigenous stories typically paint Bigfoot as a creature existing in the liminal space between human and animal, suggesting not only physical strength, but also spiritual significance. This complex view laid the foundation for modern Bigfoot sightings, setting up the creature as a powerful, elusive entity that commands respect and embodies the mysteries of the wilderness. One of the earliest recorded encounters with this legendary beast occurred in 1924 at Ape Canyon in Washington, where a group of miners claimed they were attacked by a large ape-like creature during the night, hurling rocks at their cabin. The miners described them as mountain devils and credited them with a level of intelligence that set them apart from any known animals. This encounter fueled interest in the idea of wild, hidden creatures in the Northwest. In 1958, the phenomenon took on new significance when loggers near Bluff Creek, California, discovered large 16-inch footprints around their worksite. Reporter Andrew Genzoli of the Humboldt Times published the story, and the term Bigfoot was born. Ray Wallace, a logger on the project, even made plaster casts of the prints, which quickly became a sensation. Although it was later revealed that Wallace may have created some of these footprints as a prank, the Bluff Creek prints ignited a wave of public interest. This excitement spurred further reports and fueled a search for a creature that was growing into a legend. Together, these sightings and the 1958 Bluff Creek incident introduced the world to Bigfoot as a cryptid distinct from regional folklore and elevated it into a modern mystery. The Patterson-Gimlin film, captured on October 20, 1967, is arguably the most famous Bigfoot footage to date and remains a centerpiece in Bigfoot lore. Filmed by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin near Bluff Creek in Northern California, the footage shows a creature with human-like proportions and a thick hair-covered body. In the clip, the creature strides away from the camera, briefly turning its head to look back, revealing what appears to be a muscular build, distinct gait, and primate-like features. The film was shot on a 16mm camera under rugged conditions, contributing to its shaky, grainy quality, which has fueled ongoing debate about its authenticity. Believers assert that the Patterson-Gimlin footage provides definitive proof of Bigfoot, citing details like the creature's fluid muscle movement, unique stride, and seemingly non-human proportions as evidence that it isn't a person in a suit. Some scientists and forensic analysts who have studied the film agree that the creature's walk and dimensions appear authentic, yet these observations remain inconclusive without corroborating physical evidence. On the other hand, skeptics argue that the film's poor quality makes it difficult to distinguish fine details, pointing to the possibility of a hoax, especially given Patterson's history with Bigfoot-themed media ventures. Over the years, rumors have surfaced that someone had worn a costume in the film, but no conclusive proof has emerged. Additionally, the film's authenticity has been questioned due to Patterson's alleged attempts to profit from Bigfoot media prior to capturing the footage. Nevertheless, the Patterson-Gimlin film has become a cultural icon, featured in countless documentaries, books, and debates. It remains a focal point in Bigfoot research, as the question of whether it captured a real creature or an elaborate hoax persists, fueling the fascination and mystery around Bigfoot more than half a century later. Bigfoot has a number of legendary counterparts around the world, each with unique characteristics that reflect local cultures and environments. In the Himalayan mountains, the Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman, is described as a large ape-like creature adapted to cold, high-altitude regions. Sherpas and other locals regard it as both a spiritual and physical presence, with sightings occasionally reported by mountaineers and explorers. The Yeti's white or gray fur and massive footprints bear a strong resemblance to Bigfoot's, but adapted to the icy Himalayas. Similarly, Australia's Yowie is said to inhabit the country's remote bushlands, with Indigenous Australian tales describing it as a towering, hairy figure that lurks in dense forests and rocky terrains. Sightings of the Yowie often describe a creature with a strong, unpleasant odor and aggressive behavior towards intruders, adding a menacing aspect to its legend. In Sumatra, the orang pendek is reported as a smaller, yet still mysterious bipedal primate living in the island's jungles. Unlike Bigfoot, the orang pendek is said to be smaller, usually around 3 to 5 feet tall, and witnesses describe it as more ape-like than human. The shared global fascination with these creatures suggests a universal human curiosity about the unexplored wilderness and the mysteries it may hold. While each creature differs slightly in description, adapted to its own environment and the local culture's views on the unknown, these cryptids all share Bigfoot's elusive nature and evoke a similar sense of wonder and fear. Following the Patterson-Gimlin film, Bigfoot sightings and stories surged in the 1970s, becoming a cultural icon of the unexplained. Bigfoot featured in documentaries like The Legend of Boggy Creek and shows such as In Search Of, hosted by Leonard Nimoy. This wave of Bigfoot-focused content popularized the creature, blending fear, excitement, and curiosity. Bigfoot was portrayed as a blend of monster and myth, stirring both adventure and trepidation in the public consciousness. Bigfoot also appeared in other forms of media, from children's cartoons and family-friendly movies to commercials, shifting its image from a fearsome creature to a friendly, almost charming figure. Movies like Harry and the Hendersons introduced audiences to a lovable, misunderstood Bigfoot, blending humor and heartwarming moments. This period solidified Bigfoot's place in American folklore, turning it into a cultural icon. As both a symbol of mystery and an approachable character, Bigfoot remains a reminder of the unknown wonders that may still exist. While the legend of Bigfoot captivates many, the scientific community remains largely skeptical. Scientists argue that no conclusive evidence, such as bones, hair with a unique DNA profile, or verified sightings, has ever been found. Some DNA tests on hair samples attributed to Bigfoot have turned out to be from bears, wolves, or even humans, weakening claims of a unique species. The popularity of Bigfoot has also led to an unfortunate proliferation of hoaxes, further muddying the waters for serious researchers. Alongside pranks, some individuals have fabricated evidence for publicity, financial gain, or simply to capitalize on the creature's fame. Skepticism surrounding Bigfoot intensified after the Bluff Creek hoax revelation in 2002, when it was disclosed that some of the iconic 1958 footprints attributed to Bigfoot had been faked by Ray Wallace, a construction worker on the project. Wallace allegedly carved large wooden feet, leaving prints to prank his co-workers. This hoax, which had helped spark widespread Bigfoot enthusiasm, was a major blow to the creature's credibility, as skeptics used it to argue that many Bigfoot sightings might stem from mischief rather than genuine encounters. The Bluff Creek incident underscored how hoaxes can both shape and skew public perception, as the Bluff Creek prints were some of the first reported Bigfoot evidence widely covered in the media. Wallace's hoax inadvertently laid the groundwork for Bigfoot's fame, suggesting how eager people were to embrace the mystery of an undiscovered creature. Today, numerous groups and organizations, such as the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, or BFRO, are dedicated to researching Bigfoot sightings. BFRO conducts field expeditions, collects reports, and maintains a vast database of sightings, allowing enthusiasts to analyze patterns and hotspots. These investigations often take place in remote areas of North America, particularly in the Pacific Northwest, where the majority of Bigfoot sightings have been reported. Modern Bigfoot researchers use advanced technology, including drones, thermal imaging, and motion-sensitive cameras in their search for evidence. The widespread use of the internet has also fostered a large online community where enthusiasts can share their theories, photos, and experiences. Even with technology, however, Bigfoot remains elusive, and conclusive proof continues to evade researchers, fueling the mystery and driving ongoing interest. The story of Bigfoot, from ancient indigenous legends to modern pop culture, reflects a deeply ingrained human fascination with the possibility of creatures yet to be discovered. While skeptics continue to challenge the evidence, believers persist in their search, driven by sightings, anecdotes, and the allure of discovery and wonder that continues to captivate people around the world. From indigenous tales of forest guardians to iconic sightings and countless media portrayals, Bigfoot remains one of the most compelling mysteries in cryptozoology. The creature's ability to elude definitive proof, yet thrive as a cultural icon, illustrates a unique intersection of belief, science, and folklore. Whether it's an undiscovered primate, a misidentification, or a figure of imagination, Bigfoot's legend endures, a testament to humanity's fascination with the unknown and our drive to uncover it.